Alright everybody, so we're shooting with the Sony A9 today and the 85G Master. Godox X1T trigger right there. We got my wife. Oh snap! Okay, she's already posing for a music video or something. We're shooting Golden Hour and the Evolve light. I'm gonna put the link down in the description box, and the Parapop 38-inch Octabox. Let's take a look at the whole scene here. This is the scene that we're working with, okay?
What's going on everyone, Manny Ortiz here, and today we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of natural light and off-camera flash photography. One thing I see on the internet is people arguing about which is better, and coming from someone that shoots both styles, you just can't say that one is better than the other. Rather, you could probably argue that one's better than the other for a specific situation. Now in this video I'm going to do a live on-location demonstration of how I would shoot natural light and off-camera flash portraits, and then at the end I'm going to go ahead and talk about the pros and cons of each. But before I show you guys that, I want to send a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace offers beautiful, elegant, award-winning templates. Personally, I love their clean and minimalistic look. They also offer 24/7 customer support, so they're going to be there when you need them. And the best part about it is you don't need to be a web or graphic designer to create your own website. Anyone can do it. So make sure you head over to squarespace.com/MannyOrtiz. Make sure you use the coupon code Manny and you will get 10% off. Alright, so I'm going to start off shooting natural light only. Notice here that I am exposing for the model. Settings are 1/320th of a second, f1.4, ISO 100. This is the shot. I'm really happy with it. Really nice soft tones with a really nice rim light on her hair. So now that I'm using high-speed sync flash, I'm able to use any shutter speed I want. I raised it up to 1/500. I'm slightly underexposing the shot because I want it to give a more natural feel. I don't want to darken it too much and just make it really dramatic. Here I'm using Group C on my flash with the power is 1/128th. That is the minimum power that my flash goes to. But it's all I need because the scene is not very bright. I'm filling in the shadows on her face, and you're gonna notice something. You're gonna notice how she really pops out of the scene. And for this specific photo, I'm really liking the off-camera flash results. I just love the skin tones and how she pops out of the scene. So I'm shooting another natural light photo. I changed up the pose a little bit. Notice the intensity of the sun has changed, mainly because it's in the frame now. So, you know, it's creating a little bit of flaring in the lens. It's not a bad look. It's just really heavily backlit. Now that I'm shooting with flash again, I can expose for my background. So I raised the shutter speed up to 1/640th of a second, and this is the result that I got. A really nice balanced photo. So here I'm taking another natural light shot. Notice how the sun is less intense because it's starting to descend behind the trees. I'm shooting at 1/250th of a second. This is the shot that I got. I'm loving the pose. I'm loving the overall mood of this image. Now that I'm shooting with flash, I'm gonna go ahead and expose for the background again. So I'm underexposing the background very slightly. I'm gonna fill her in with flash once again. The result is a very nicely balanced photo, but in my personal opinion, I think I prefer the natural light photo between these two. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that quick demonstration I did with my wife. Now let's get into the pros and cons of natural light and off-camera flash photography. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably noticed I've been posting a lot of natural light photos lately, and that's because there's something so liberating. Someone that has always carried flash equipment around me, there's something so liberating about leaving the house with just a camera and a lens. When I say liberating, I mean compositionally. So when I'm on location with my model, the fact that I don't have to worry about anything else but just composition, posing, and my camera. I don't have to worry about any other gear. There's something so liberating about that, where it allows me to just be more free with my composition. I'm able to move around more. I'm able to get more creative because I'm not bogged down to one area. You know what I mean? I'm able to move around and just use my environment more. And that's one thing that shooting more natural light has allowed me to do. Another thing, you know, I think there's a misconception out there. People think that natural light photography is easy, and that's totally false. Like natural light, you still need a lot of skill to take some really good natural light photos, mainly because you have to understand light, you know what I mean? Natural light photographers know the best time of day to shoot. For me, it's you know, golden hour. Golden hour is the best time to shoot. You get those really dreamy portraits. And even when you're shooting at noon, you know, as a natural light photographer, you have to overcome that harsh light. And if you don't understand light, you're not gonna get great results. One of the great benefits of shooting natural light is the fact that you draw less attention to yourself while on location. If you bring all this gear with you, chances are you're gonna get, you know, the wrong kind of attention. You're gonna get someone coming out of a building, or if you're shooting like at a popular area where there's a lot of people, someone might say, hey, you can't shoot here, or you need a permit. Obviously, if you have a lot of gear, they think it's some kind of commercial shoot. But when it's just you and a camera and another person, I've had really good luck with no one bothering me. And I'm there, I'm able to get my shots, and you know, it allows you to be very discreet in public. One of the biggest problems with being a natural light photographer is the fact that you're at the mercy of Mother Nature. Let's say you booked a portrait session. You wanted backlit golden hour portraits, and it ended up being rainy and gloomy that day. That's one of the biggest problems, and it's something that I've had to deal with a lot. One of the benefits of knowing flash at that point is that, you know, you can have a backup plan. You can go indoors somewhere and, you know, do some, they're not going to be golden hour portraits, but you can still do a photo shoot as a backup plan. And if you're only a natural light photographer, you're not going to be able to do that. You're probably going to end up rescheduling for another day. And yeah, those are some problems of being a natural light photographer. Now let's talk about some of the pros and cons of using off-camera flash. The biggest benefit, in my opinion, is the fact that you can control the lighting in any scene. That's huge, right? Because, you know, you can literally go anywhere, and if you understand light and you have the equipment, you can create beautiful photographs no matter what time of day, no matter what the weather is outside, because you can go indoors and get some great shots. You can go outdoors on a sunny day and still have full control of the lighting. The other benefits of using off-camera flash is the fact that you can replicate almost what a natural light photo would look like. So if you wanted some backlit golden hour shots, you can always put a flash with a gel, and if done right, you can get some really convincing pictures that, hey, the sun was out, you know? And that's another benefit to off-camera flash. Last but not least, properly using flash can really make your work stand out from the crowd. Whether you're on location shooting high-speed sync like I do, or you're in the studio and you're playing with multiple lights and gels and just playing with lights and shadows overall, it can really give your photos a unique look and just take it to the next level. Now let's talk about some of the cons of off-camera flash photography. Probably the most obvious one is the fact that this gear can get very expensive. We're talking flashes, modifiers, stands, triggers. This stuff can get very pricey. Not to mention that when you're actually taking this stuff on location, if you don't have an assistant like myself, you're gonna have to be carrying all this equipment by yourself. It can get very cumbersome, very heavy, and that's obviously one of the downsides of it. On top of that, when you get on location, you have to give yourself about 10 to 15 minutes of setup time, and that also just kind of extends the process. And then when you're done, you have to take it all down, and you have to do what you have to do to get the shot, right? If you have a specific style that you love, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it no matter what. But this is one of the downsides, and this is probably why I've been shooting a lot of natural light lately, because I haven't been wanting to deal with all of this. I just want to shoot. So yeah, just keep that in mind. All right, everybody, that's going to conclude today's video. If you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm posting one photography related video every single week. So stay tuned, y'all. Peace.